Okay, how does audio sound? Know that? I need to... Audio sounds fine. Okay, we're good. Okay, let's do this. I need to post this really quickly. Need to grab the link. As you can tell, I can't sleep. So what we're gonna do is first, ads, I'm going to turn them off for the stream. Well, okay, I can't turn them off, but I can make them basically non-existent. What would you say you're trying to... Would you say you're trying to beat a clanker? Yes. I'm trying to kill a robot. I just need to post one link really quickly, and then we can get started. It's one of those days where I can't sleep. Like, stuff's just racing through my head, so it's one of those things. So tonight we're gonna try to kill a clanker while also trying to... Let's do some city pop. We're being successful at that one. So, here's the setup I got. We have... You need to hunt with people if you want to sleep tonight. Yeah, that's probably how it's gonna go. Basically, how it sits right now is I have... Let's go to the tent so I can show you. But yeah, the original plan was to play Pokemon tonight. Play a Pokemon ROM hack. But this is the current setup. We have awful gem slots, by the way. I do not have the necessary gems for it. So I'm just gonna slot Flare in with a critical boost. I need a Divine Blessing Charm. So yeah, that is the current setup we got. Okay, just like, not even arguably, this is pretty bad for a setup, but like, it's the best I got right now. And I don't really feel like doing a bunch of the randomized stuff. So what we're gonna do is, well, we're just gonna fight Omega. But yeah, if I don't talk much tonight, that's why. I just don't feel good. It has been a really painful past few days. Like, I don't even joke when I say painful. I mean legitimately, because of the weather today. I woke up, and then I went back to sleep. And I woke up, and then I promptly went back to sleep. Like, I'm not even joking. I legitimately fell back asleep, I think, 5 times today, this morning, until where I woke up around noon, 1 o'clock my time. What do you mean by 1-8765? Are we making a song reference? Okay, I got enmity on me. One win for you. 8,765 wins for Omega. Probably. It's been a time. I don't expect to do all that good tonight. Also, my brain is kind of fried right now, so sometimes I might need to ask all of you in chat to clarify a message. Brain be mush right now. It doesn't help that right now my family is currently out hunting. And so they're out of the house, and I don't sleep well when my mother is out of the house. It's just kind of a codependency thing. It makes me kind of afraid to sleep. As weird as that sounds, yes, I am afraid to sleep if I don't have someone in my house I can trust to get me to the hospital on emergency notice, because my roommate my roommate's a hard sleeper. It's nothing against him, and it's not like I don't trust him. It's just he's a really hard sleeper and would be hard to wake up. They are currently hunting deer. It is deer season, and they're currently trying to get a deer. Because, yeah, we need a deer, so we have venison in the house. Because the price of meat is expensive. And for me and my mother, because she's diabetic, venison is one of the best options for a protein. So, and we would normally get the deer my uncle brings in if he gets a deer, if my grandpa gets a deer, but it seems like my other uncle he's hunting with is just going to take the meat. It seems like they're just going to take it. Which, nice. I know none of my family members besides my cousin watches this, but if you somehow are, you're an asshole. I don't even care that I just swore. That you don't do that, especially when he knows we need it. I know, it's just... I have to at least say something to get my anger out, otherwise it's just gonna sit there and stew. And stewed anger isn't all that pleasant to eat. Happy Steve Irwin Day. Wait, is today the day he died? Is today the day that Steve Irwin died? I was wondering why I was hearing gulping sounds. Voice chat was on. Not that, but it's a celebration of a birthday for one of his favorite animals. At least that's what I think. When it comes to Steve Irwin, all I remember is what happened to him. And his Animal Planet show, because I was a huge Animal Planet fan as a kid. Dust of Life. Okay, Guts Tenacity saved my life. Gonna use a Dust of Life again, bring them back up. Someone needs to take that entity. Hey Varcon, welcome back from Detroit. Much battlegrounds released Tigrex and Gay Fatalis. Can't go here. Okay, I find that Fatalis skin funny. There really hasn't been anything to do, Varcon. I'm gonna be honest, there really hasn't. Like, it really hasn't been anything to really get in trouble with. My family's been out. My family's been out hunting. I've just been at home. Also, I have to say this because odds are we are not getting venison this year. If you have the ability to subscribe to the Twitch, that'd be really nice because it would help us afford decent meat that my family and I need to eat. Please don't do that if you do not have the funds. Only do it if you have the spare funds. Either way, we will find a way to make things work. It's just a matter of how difficult it's going to be. We are quite able to make things work if need be. Part of this part. You need funds too, unfortunately. Yep. That's the way things work right now. I'm gonna heal up. previous updates, they gave Deviljho a Godzilla skin and Rathos a Rodin skin. Ah. Okay, reload. But how are you doing, Varkon? You doing good, you bug man? That's an Arcilla clone. Get in there. Okay. Okay. Just... I hope things get better for you too, Varkon. Are we alive? We are alive, okay. Yep, it's time for the scooter. Okay, rocket punch active, get back to Sacrete. Get back to Sacrete, it's gonna charge us. Seriously, can you stop moving? I knew Urda and Kira are planned for Montrose Battlegrounds. I mean, they're interesting monsters. I'm not gonna deny that. Personally, I'm more a fan of Kieran myself, but that's just me. Okay, I got enmity on me. And Elytreon, okay. I do not get the fixation people have with, with what the fandom calls black dragons. Varkon, if you ever just want to chat about stuff going on to get it off your mind, you know you can DM me. That was close. I almost took that head on. Sacred, pick me up. Divine Blessing has saved my butt multiple times? That's why I... Okay, I need all of you to start taking enmity, please. It's literally just fixated on me right now! I was about to say, if there's another Avatar: The Last Airbender film, I would be afraid. I would be very afraid. Gonna use that. Ran out of lightning. That booty is mine. Come here, Omega. Yeah. Omega just really wants us dead. I'm alive? I am alive. I swear, Divine Blessing has saved this run more times than it should. It's almost dead. Okay. Come on. That's perfect. Hit its head. Aim for its head. I angered the clanker. I have angered the clanker. Okay. Can someone take the enmity, please? I literally can't fight if it's stuck on me. All I can do is run. It's dead. Every hunter will fight many other seemingly scarier things, but when you bring Goku, Rishang/Firuzhang into the conversation, that's when the PTSD hits. It's dead. Why do I feel like Savage Omega has its own armor set? Why do I feel like it's gonna have its own armor set than the original? Yes, Justin, this was just original. Savage does have his own armor set. Expected! Stealth, Iron Wall. Varkon, I thought you needed money! Oh, you have Twitch Prime. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. You have unlocked Partnya as a role on the Discord if you wish to join the Discord. Mobile makes everything difficult, Varkon. It does. There's a reason why, like, I'm gonna move the mic away really quickly so I don't, like, peak the microphone on all of you. Okay, we're good now. Yeah, like... Mobile makes everything difficult. There's a reason why Twitch never the company itself never recommends ever buying subs on mobile because Apple takes a cut, and it's so stupid. Will we reach Savage Omega on every single drug? Where is the new armor? Does regular Omega not have armor? Does regular Omega not have armor? Thunderous Rex. What is... But yes, again, Varkon, if you ever just want to chat, you know where to find me. You know how to find me. Oh. I had it on show only what I had. I'm dumb. It's just Dark Knight. This is just Dark Knight. I hope you enjoy them. This is just Dark Knight. This is not even that good. Have recoverable damage increase elemental attack in some great sword level 3. It's a great sword armor. Yeah, the fit is nice, but like, what's the point of it? This is just... Is the great sword good at least? Performing certain level 2 or higher charge slashes temporarily increase damage, but also deals self-damage? That... I'm, You know what? I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. I should expect this from this game by now. I should expect this game to just have the worst content for adding it, for just giving you a challenge. I should just expect that. Search the upper stratum for carcasses. Search the middle stratum for carcasses. What? What? What the heck does that mean? Oh, okay, that's a Kuma quest. Yeah, that's... Is the Savage Omega armor any good? Or is it just as, like, exclusive to just great swords? We already had it. We already had a fist weapon. It's called Tonfa. Yeah, magnet spikes were better. They were literally added to just be broken. I'm adjusting audio. 1 second. There we go. Okay, we're good now. But yeah, it's like... Is Savage even worth fighting? Genuine question right there, is it? For a person who uses mainly bow guns, I don't know if Savage is worth it. I can't even do Savage. I can't even do Savage because, like... Because I don't have rank 9. How the heck am I gonna get rank 9 quests? Let's just start burning through... Let's just start burning through optional quests right now. Grind Tempered quest. Whoa. I assume rank 9 missions come at like HR 100. Similar to what Worlds did with their master rank shenanigans. Okay, I'm just gonna burn through, Then I'm just gonna go through and get some stuff done, optional missions. And all of you know this, the moment I break out the lance, things start dying. Is it bad that I intentionally use bowgun in this game to give me a challenge? Because, like, that's what I do. I intentionally limit myself to bowgun because, okay, it gives me more of a challenge. And then it's just like, okay, the moment you see me equip a lance is usually the sign that things are about to die. The moment I put that crit lance on, things just go. You know what? I'll take that. You know what? I'll take it. Yeah, for a while you ran dual bowguns. This is the consequences of that. People asking for challenge. This is the thing. Like, Ford, I think I've said it a bunch of times on stream already, that you can have a natural challenge in the game. It's the fact that hunters are capable of doing so much now that they can really only give you a challenge is if they make things artificially difficult. That's really about it. If they limited the hunters in the terms of tools, the movesets, what can be held, how weapons can be used again, the challenge there would be a natural challenge again to the game. There really would. It's why I agree with Operator in the statement that the game that showed the best difficulty options for this franchise were specifically Gen 2 with Freedom Unite. Because that's when realistically you had a good bit of challenge with the game, but it also came at a position to where it felt earned, is the best way to put it. Where now you just see I'm just kind of base tanking everything. Because they made the hunter too dang strong. Oh yeah, so did I. So did I. I did that with bowgun as well, my first playthrough. It's why nowadays, like, if anyone... I beat high rank with it as well. I only used bowgun. It's why it's like, if anyone is new and wants to get into the game, I genuinely recommend, if you want a challenge, you use the bowguns or the bow. If you're looking just to have, just to basically stomp everything, you use a shielded weapon. Get punched. Get punched. And this, I think, is like the downside. Well, modern gaming in general. I feel like modern gaming in general has got so oversimplified, but added nonsensical complexity to the gaming industry in general, that pretty much every game has to have at least a tag of open world stuck to it. You have to have a crafting system, and you have to have some form of optional forms of combat, but aren't really optional because they aren't really needed. I feel like that has turned into basically the modern gaming industry in general. And it's kind of sad when you think about it. Someone clipped that for a second, because I thought it was a short. You know what? I can literally do it myself. I don't fear this game. I can literally stand there. I can stand there and take no damage. Why? Because I can. Don't wish that on us, Ford. We have no escape tools anymore besides a bird who doesn't know right from left. Plus arc-tempered Basil Bomber. Yeah, that'd be funny. On the way down with an emote. Okay, that's funny. Just a heads up, since I'm streaming tonight, there will be no stream Sunday. There will be one Monday. I'll be returning back to Silksong Monday. I did a bunch of farming for beads, for rosary beads offline, so I could buy out that one merchant. And then I did some research on how to get crests. Turns out that the Chapel of the Reaper I was in is how you get crests in that game. You literally unlock them by going at specific areas. So I will be returning with Hollow Knight Silksong Monday, and that is all I'll be doing Monday. I want to get that playthrough done with because I don't want, like, 25 hours of footage. Because I want to get that video edited together by an actual, like, professional editor and a professional, like, thumbnail artist. I already found one I can hire. I just have to ask them for a quote once I get the entirety of the footage together. No, Capcom would ruin Yeah, Capcom would ruin Fatalis. That's not even a joke. Capcom would ruin Fatalis. This game, I will be entirely honest when I state this. Monster Hunter needs to be reset back to Gen 2. Add all the good quality of life aspects, but combat needs to be reset to Gen 2 with Freedom Unite. Items need to be reset. Abilities need to be reset. Everything just needs to be reset. You could argue Gen 4, but Gen 4 Gen 3 or 4 started to empower the hunter even more. So realistically, you need to reset back to when the hunters weren't these unstoppable monsters. You realistically do. I know that's kind of like a hot take, but I'm kind of known for hot takes. I'm not known for lukewarm takes. I'm not known for cold takes. Actually, I am known for cold takes. That's a different thing if you understand filming. So, question, would you like the movement-based mounts or wired bug if they were to remake Gen 2 or Freedom Unite? No. I honestly think Sacrete and Palamute, as cool as they are a mistake. They are a mistake. And Palamute, not so much. Sacrete, yes, like, you don't need to track the monster anymore. Palamute, you at least had to track the monster, but the monster was shown on the map. Remove the monster from the map and make paintballs actually worth it. They literally returned paintballs for this game, yet they're pointless. Like, just me that sees that? They are straight up pointless. I hated Wirebug. And the reason why I hated Wirebug is probably not the reason people think. Most people hated Wirebug because it played weird with the game and it was very strange to control. I hated Wirebug for one reason. Wirebug with forced camera acceleration sucks. And if you don't know what that means, it basically means your camera is locked at a fixed movement rate with auto-smoothing onto it. So pretty much, it will always look wrong if you're used to a non-accelerated camera and mouse control. Or a, basically, movement control. It will always look wrong. And I cannot stand mouse acceleration. And the game literally has it forcibly activated. I am a stickler for, if I have a DPI set up how I want it, I want the game to run at that DPI. I do not want it to run fixed at a fixed rate. And that is, I have it like that because of my hands. It's kind of like, it's, the best way to put it is, when I'm not using my trackball mouse, if you were to look at my DPI setting is 2000. But here's the thing. I have my mouse set up to where if I want to put my cursor from one end of the screen to the other end of the screen, I merely need to move my wrist. Like, I don't need to move my wrist. I basically just need to move my hand, or my palm more accurately, about maybe 2 or 3 centimeters. I run a stupidly high DPI setting for what I need. But I also run it in a manner that it doesn't look high. But it controls like it. It's part of the reason why I can't stand mouse and keyboard for this game, because you have a similar camera acceleration issue in my mind. Just doesn't look right. will ever get another Monster Hunter on console or PC. They might try to pull a Frontier with this game. They legitimately might. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to pull a Frontier and basically made this game constant live service. I wouldn't be surprised. I will be honest, I really wouldn't. Because if they can have this game running perpetually and basically have it be every year you need to buy a DLC pack. But then you have new players who want to get into the game and they need to buy one DLC pack, a second DLC pack, a third DLC pack that all costs about $40 because that's the average cost of the DLC now for these games, between $30 and $40. They've just basically resold you the entire game. Again, every time. And if it goes down that model, I promise you, I will never touch another Monster Hunter game that was made within the past 5 years from this live stream. So any game before 2020, basically, I will not, that is made after 2020, I would not touch. I would pretty much, at that point, just return back to my old faithful of Fallout 1 and 2. And this channel would basically turn into Fallout 1 and 2 and then a bunch of weird indie games. That's not even a joke. That's what this channel would turn into. Because if you don't know, I love Fallout 1 and 2. It's one of my favorite games. Well, I feel this game laid the groundwork for MMO-style Monster Hunter with how they did Wild. Exactly. They have the groundwork. They have the framework. All they gotta do is go all the way. And yes, I modified my character's facial appearance because, I'm gonna be honest, I think the super thick eyeliner and super thick eyelashes look nice. Again, again, I think I've said it at least 10,000 times already. I mainly play games because I want to make things look pretty. It's the reason I'm excited for Neo 1 and for Neo 3, because it's back to Souls-like dress-up simulator. I'm like, I'm happy. Let's get that going. But yes, thank you everyone for showing up on this super late stream. And Varcon, again, thank you for the sub. You didn't need to. I don't... Whenever I say, like... Whenever I say that, I genuinely, it's just like, if you have the ability to. And since you had the ability to, thank you. But please, seriously, take care of yourself, man. Take care of yourself. I don't know what's going on with you, but... I want to see you be good in life. Yeah, optimization is key. Yeah, Capcom has lost, I think, everyone's respect in terms of optimization to where they were good. They were doing really good for PC launches. For like a good 5-6 years, and then Wild's released and it's just broken. Asked if movie is 17 years old. Why did you have to remind me of that, Ford? Why? Why did you have to remind me of that? I feel old now. I also feel old. Okay, so we're not alone on that. I think everyone in here kind of feels old. Focus on that game escapism. Okay. Oh yeah, next month we have... I don't want to call it cursed, but I've been talking with a friend and figuring some stuff out where, whoever remembers when Lost Link made the joke about going full cat girl, I may or may not be picking up an avatar that's gonna function as a Twitch redeem. It's gonna be really funny. And if anyone's to blame for it becoming a thing, A, blame Lost Link for making the joke, and B, for me thinking it's gonna be really funny. We're just bullying this thing. Also, I'm gonna be not surprised if whenever that channel point option is redeemed, suddenly new people flock into the channel on the Twitches and because they see, oh, cat girl. Monster Hunter is 22 to 23 years old. Why must every game be 10 plus years old now? Man, I don't know. You're bomb me down. That haircut looks terrible on that character model. A pixie cut. Okay, a pixie cut just always looks bad. I'm gonna be honest, it does. Pixie cuts always look bad. I don't care who you are or what you or your face shape. Pixie cut's just awful. Most games we enjoyed growing up are shells of what they used to be. Yeah, they are. They are. Or no longer exist at all. Castlevania. Man, I grew up on Castlevania and Jet Force Gemini. Jet Force Gemini no longer exists. Castlevania, when it was good, no longer exists. feels like yesterday Iceborne was released. It does. I just used Reflect. I just used Makara card. Hunter, use Makara card. Use Tetra card. You don't get the joke. It's a bunch of skills from Shin Megami Tensei. Look at this way. At least you get half a full game with World. Yeah, you do. Like, I don't think people realize just how little content games have nowadays. Because when you think about it, most of the content is usually saved for when DLCs come out. So they can just make a bunch of money. But, like, that's the thing. Most of the actual content that was meant to be in the game isn't there. That was my biggest critique of this game at launch. That was one of my biggest critiques of this game at launch. Because there were quite a few, but the one at launch was... It just felt like the content that should have been in the title updates should have been in the game in the first place. The first two title updates felt like they should have been in the game at launch. Now that we're on title update 3 and we have a crossover and stuff, but it's just like, okay. Then we're gonna get GOG Mazios, and it's like, okay, are we just not gonna care about Apexes anymore? Are we just gonna not care about Apexes as like a monster category? Because if so, why even have them? Elder Dragons will overshadow all Apexes in this game. And I know that seems weird because it's like, oh, people want Elder Dragons. This game, narratively, should not have them. The only one that works narratively is Shigara Magala. Because you have Gore Magala in the base game. That's like the key thing, is if you don't respect the narrative aspect of it on what's in the game monster-wise, certain things are just gonna become pointless. And truthfully, I think if they want to add Elder Dragons to the game, the best option is going to be particularly making a no map, which is why Hoarfrost Reach works really well in my mind for Iceborne. Because they were able to do more things by having an entirely unique map. Because, like, they could not do what they did with Velkhana. With Velkhana and a bunch of the other Elder Dragons if they didn't add the Guiding Hands, if they didn't add Hoarfrost Reach. You wouldn't have all of that extra possibility for what they did with things like Sappy Jiva, with things like Fake Palace. You wouldn't have that if they didn't actually, you know, make a new area. Because narratively, narratively, Shara Ishvalda shouldn't technically exist in the base game, narratively. But because Iceborne was able to add entirely new areas, guess what? Shara Ishvalda worked narratively, and it fit the world. That aspect of having to make sure whatever is in your game fit within the actual narrative that the game is based on really matters. And I know I'm like harping on this a lot, but it's again the reason why them adding entirely new areas to the world with Iceborne was able to allow for more content that drifted from the original story. It worked. Like, you can't tell me it didn't. Because from a writing standpoint, oh, it worked really well. Yeah, it's literally just, for some reason, Sergius and Sergios, Cyros Geus, there we go, and Lagiacris appearing out of nowhere. So it's just like, okay, do we not care about narrative now? Because if so, just add every monster. Just add every monster over time and make people, and then they could have an excuse for adding like 5 to 7 DLCs to the game. But no, it really shouldn't be like that. And like, I get why people want them back in the game, but if you're just relying on nostalgia to sell your game, you've automatically failed. It's the reason why now, if FromSoft came out with a Kingsfield game, Justin, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it. Until I know exactly, I wouldn't buy it until I know exactly if it is Kingsfield. Not something named Kingsfield, but it plays like a Dark Souls game. Same thing if they made an isometric Fallout game again. If it's based around the RPG light aspects of modern Fallout, I wouldn't buy it. Because they'd be playing on the nostalgia aspect of the people who enjoyed the isometric ones, not actually caring about what they had to offer. Games used to be art. I have to specify used to, because nowadays they're just pushed out and they're not all that good. Art used to... Here's the thing, Justin. It's not capitalism. It's never been capitalism. That's the blame. And I understand some people take that in a weird position. But here's the thing. It's people it's people putting money above the actual quality. That's the issue. It's putting money above quality. It's a greed thing. It's not a capitalism thing. Because capitalism, as the term coined by Karl Marx, was him trying to put a dirtied word to the idea of free trade commerce. Free trade of good and service bargaining between two or more people. That's where the word capitalism comes from, by the way. It's just greed. It's human greed. It's not a capitalism thing. It's just human greed. You will always have people who choose the value of something and the meaning of something separately. The value of something is when people are focused too much on money. The meaning of something is when people care about what they make. Again, if I went to college, it sounds stupid, I'd be a philosophy major. But philosophy majors don't get paid outside of being able to teach philosophy. I'd also be one of the few people in philosophy that will just flat out tell you there is an objectively correct way to look at something, and then there are objectively lesser things to, and that some things are objectively lesser. AKA, I'd immediately get fired. That's why I forget what video it was, but I specified, Justin, I don't know how long you've been here. I don't remember. Or how many of the videos you've watched. But at one point I had in one video, I can't remember its name, where I was talking particularly on the fact that it's the investors and the corporate types that have ruined a lot of things. It's not the creatives, it's not the people who want to make money from their creative projects, but still want to focus on the creative projects. It's like that, where the people who want to make money off of their creative project but want to prioritize the creative project itself are people like Team Cherry with Hollow Knight and Silksong. People who just care about making the bottom dollar are largely the people you see nowadays as higher ups in like Activision, Blizzard, Microsoft. Truthfully, I say it bluntly. Gaming got too big for its britches, and as soon as people started to realize how much money was involved in it and how much money they could make, the people who cared about making an objectively artistic product got taken over by those who do not understand art in the first place. They got bought out by the people who care more about marketing portfolios, investment stocks, stuff like that. Genuinely. Like, it sounds so weird to say it like that, but that's what happened. Seriously, look at Blizzard. What happened to Blizzard? It got bought out by an investment firm at one point. Literally, Activision bought them out, and at one and in the process, they got brought into an investment. Because if you don't know, Activision has a large investment firm behind it. It's just a heads up. Microsoft does, Activision does, a bunch of people do. A bunch of the major studios have literal investment firms behind it. It's partly why Ubisoft was gonna get really BTFO'd because of them not selling things. Not selling and making enough profit. Because they were largely brought up by I think it was Tencent, which, if you don't know Tencent, yes, they make games, but they're actually an investment holding company in, out of China, and which means they're owned by the Chinese Communist Party, as every company that operates in China has 50% ownership of the company being the government. Welcome to talking about things that you wouldn't think are in the game industry, but are. We are bullying this thing. I don't care. What was that damage value? This is also partly why I don't make a lot of videos now, Justin. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, most of the videos that I really put a lot of effort into when it came to researching them, I couldn't get edited the way I wanted, and B, they just don't really go anywhere now on YouTube. Largely why I've just kind of shifted to streaming only and uploading shorts when I have one. Because, and this is like a general thing for YouTube, is a lot of the stuff that they want tends to fall in the line of short-form content that you can get through super quickly. It's why guide channels are so big now. That's legitimately one of the main reasons, because they can pump out 2 to 3 guides a day and then get basically on YouTube homepage multiple times a day, get that done, and then start basically making a infinite amount of it. Because they go from one product, swap to another product, swap to another product. It's the idea of milking something so dry it's dead. It's like, it's the Simpsons meme. Stop, he's already dead. I gotta take a drink of my liquids. Okay. Yeah, I needed this stream to cheer up. I definitely did. Sprinter and earplugs. Let's do this one now. But yeah, this is also partly why I really like streaming in general, but I try to keep it focused primarily to games. When, realistically, I'm gonna be honest, man, if I did IRL politics, you know how far this channel would be ahead already? Pretty dang high. Pretty far. But here's the thing. I don't like repeating the same thing over... okay, I do repeat the same thing over and over again, but not intentional. like, I don't want to deal with the stupidity of it all, because there's so much going on that people get blinded. And I'd rather just make something that people can just relax to, and that's, to me, that's video games. Gonna tail shake. Gonna jump. And stab. Yes, the upward stab still has the higher motion frame value. So it is genuinely better to just still use that. Hope. Yeah, I'd like to do leather working as well, but I still don't have all the equipment. I need a bit more equipment, and I'd basically just be mass producing wallets at the start. So there'd be that. And I don't know how that would do on stream. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who all here would want to sit through a leatherworking stream. Y'all are here for gaming, not leatherworking. I should have something I can... No. There's nothing I can grab to shoot it. Okay. Chicken is dead. Chicken is very dead. Yeah, you notice now, once I put the lance on, it changed to, you know what, we're just gonna massacre everything. Everything is dying in my path. The path of a Lancer and Slushy Sacred? Yeah. Yeah, no, not allowed. Not allowed. Gonna eat really quickly. Recover stamina. Get punched. Get on the ground. Okay. Get punched. Get punched. Yes, its head is very broken. Okay. And hit in your face. Break 2 of them. Yep, nope. Stay over here, please. Oh yeah, has anyone seen the next preview for the title update 4, where they're making Arcane weapons even stronger? Like, I don't know what they were thinking with that decision. Oh yeah, I know. They weren't thinking. I was like, wait a minute, they don't think? Capcom's not known for thinking, they thunk. And when you thunk instead of think, that's when you get dinked. That was so stupid. I don't know why I said that, but I did. Done. They're thinking of what could get the community to shut up long enough for them to do anything else. No matter what they've done, the community has whined about game bad, no content, even though this is by far the most in-game content a Monster has had in a decade and a half. It's like, that, okay, like, that's the thing, Maya. It's not good content. That's the difference. It's not good content. The only reason I'm sitting here doing this game is because I lost my save, and I have friends who play this, and I kind of need to have a save file for that reasoning. If I didn't have friends who play this, if I didn't have friends who play this, I wouldn't be playing it. They can't just push out monsters every week. That's not the point, Maya. It's the game itself is inherently flawed. And their basic and Capcom's approach is add more content add more content with title updates. Add more content with title updates. When they're just not addressing the major flaws of this game. The performance is awful. The combat feels the combat feels nice, but there's no weight to it. There's no weight to the content. There's no weight to the monster fights. In addition, the hunters have reached a point of power to where monsters mean nothing. When your hunter's just an unstoppable behemoth in their own right, there's no fear of the monster anymore. There is genuinely nothing there saying, why do we care? Why do we care about these monsters existing? The hunters can just wipe them out to extinction if they wanted. When in all reality, humans are when in all reality in the Monster Hunter universe, humans are the one who are trying to survive. Not the monsters. Because in universe, there aren't actually many hunters. There aren't. And when a monster does show up, they're a massive threat in the frontier. And and hunters have to go on the frontier, otherwise major human settlements will die off. And it's just like, okay, in universe, in narrative, you have the basis for the idea of Monster Hunter. But they basically threw the narrative out the window to make I'm a cool fighting game. That's what they did. It's like, I'm more than willing to say when it comes to this game, I basically wasted $70 to $100. When this game gets a DLC expansion, odds are I'm not buying it. Unless, like, my friends push me into it. But most of my friends won't because they share roughly the same sympathies I do. The only one who doesn't is, like, probably Icy, and I haven't spoke to Icy in probably a month. I hope he's doing okay. Yeah, I heard base worlds and base rise were bad. Like, I have heard that. I have went back and I have actually looked at the base game content before Iceborne. And I'm gonna be honest, it was dreadful. Rise basically needed a DLC to be good, but that's more so due to circumstances happening that kind of messed up development. So Rise gets somewhat of a pass in my mind. Worlds? No. And I understand people really have issues with Clutch Claw because it changed how that entire game's dynamic worked. I don't think they're gonna get it right because they would need to just change the entire combat system to make it not feel like a worse version of Devil May Cry in terms of how the fights go. They would completely need to rework every moveset to reduce the amount of things you can do to make the monsters have actual threat to them again. Because the hunters are too strong right now. The 9-star tempered monsters are what happens when a player base whines and cries about content being too easy, and then they make an artificially difficult fight. I've kept tabs, and that's what the 9 stars are. They are just artificially They are just artificially difficult fights. It's not a lack of skill, nor is it a lack of, honestly, how would I phrase it? It's not because of lack of skill, nor is it because of lack of anything else like that. They artificially increase the difficulty for the sake of people who just want something challenging. Yeah, and most times it's not even properly used, man. But 9-star really is just that. It's how difficult can we make your time fighting these things? Answer? Just make it suffering. Make it pure suffering. Forgot longsword. I can get pushed around. Even base Omega, in my mind, is not an enjoyable fight. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I find base Omega that's not enjoyable. Add on, it's a gimmick armor set for greatsword, and it's just like, okay. That was pointless. If you don't use greatsword, it's literally pointless. I think it's common knowledge now that I am highly jaded with how the modern industry treats games. Like, that's just one thing that'll never change. The only game that escaped that escaped that aspect of being jaded for me was Expedition 33, and that's because it was a universally good turn-based game in modern year. Like, you don't get that often by a team of people who genuinely care. And if anything is similar about Octopath, then it will potentially escape that jadedness. Because Octopath in general is a good franchise in my mind. And the fact that Octopath Travelers is getting another game when the second game did not sell all that well is something I am surprised on. And that being jaded is why largely I try to play non-Monster Hunter games right now. Sure, I'll play a little bit of Monster Hunter Wilds, but that's before I do like 3 to 4 hours of just another game. Like, I wholeheartedly expect Monday just to be like 6 or 7 hours of Silksong. Okay. Yes, I'm starting to slowly lose my voice right now. Okay, that was funny. It kind of doesn't help that the modern gaming industry is far too big for its pants right now as well. This person is trying to cosplay as Cecil. Okay. Now we're on to the Kongu. Yes, I will perpetually call this thing Kongu. Because I'm the one who... I noticed it. Almost immediately. It's like, why does this look like a Kongu from God Eater? The answer? Once I point it out to people, they can't unsee it. Oh, look, it's a terrible... It's a character from a terrible Sony game. Okay, that was interesting. Okay. I'm inflicted with Blast Blight. I gotta move quickly. Okay. Punch, I dare you. Down, monkey. And the moon. Oh, an explosive pod, okay. Could you stop pushing me around, please? Okay. I should be... This thing should almost be in skull range. Okay, that had to be a guard moment just to be safe. Yeah! Lance charge. There we go, it's at skull. Yeah, I think I needed this stream to just relax tonight. After this, we're gonna raid out to someone on Twitch. Probably someone new, if no one I know is online. You're not getting me. Joke's on you, I can just block. Okay. And dead. Yeah, Maya, to end, like, before I end stream, a lot of people throw around the word the word artificial difficulty, and most of the time it's not even artificial difficulty. But things like the 9 stars, they are just artificial difficulty. They are made intentionally to be as annoying as possible to complete. Now, things like the Alatreon fight or Safi's weird mechanics, now that's genuinely, that is not artificial difficulty. Same thing with how Fatalis worked. The only thing I would say was really artificial difficulty in World, Behemoth. Behemoth. And that's purely because Behemoth can break the thing that is required for you to survive its party wipe. That's really about it. If Behemoth didn't have a party wipe mechanic, I think it would genuinely be a fun fight. That's like that's the major thing about it is I think Behemoth would not have got the reputation it did if it didn't have a party wipe. Having to break the horns for Alatreon, having to hide behind rocks that are not breakable for Safi was perfectly fine. Okay, that quest is turned in. Is there another quest I gotta do? Ah, for you. Field surveys now feature multiple targets. Okay, cool. Before I leave this area, head back to base camp, see what I can get from that guy. What do you got? You got Tank Mage, you got Beak Break, more vouchers for bowling, okay. Oh, he has a request goods option now. Equipment materials. Head to base camp. Turn that quest in. Okay, it is not here. It is at Woodwood Hideout. Oh, it's you. Make fluffy dealings. That name. Okay. Now, oil well basin, base camp. Now, why do I have... Oh, it was Faithful getting back to me. He played a little too many games and got a migraine. Okay. Get back over here. Now back to Suja. This should open up a bunch of material retrievals. I have to say should, so I don't know if it will. Okay. Now that is turned in. Ruins of Liberia. Go to Sild. And you will have what I need. Who has another quest? Oh, it's you. That tree still looks really nice. And that's Hunter rank 80. So let's head back to Grand Hub. And tent. It opened up one more. Forge armor. Start crafting what I can. This armor is just awful. It is only useful for greatsword. Like, straight up. Okay, that's that. Alahara. Craft another piece of the Wrath set. Craft that. Craft a bit of the Guardian Deshugama set. I can craft that. Guardian Ebony. I don't mind how that looks. That's the Longo set. Anything I can craft down here? I can craft one more piece of the Ray Dow set. Actually, now I can craft 2 pieces. Then we have Guardian Arkfeld set, which... Well, not Guardian, we have just standard Arkfeld. Okay. That's the Dragon King set. I don't need that. Sure. I'll craft one piece of the Bale armor. Okay. Where's the Gypserus hat? I want the Gypserus hat. Perfect. I love it. Got a beanie. Back to the classes. Okay. We are going to go to the tents and raid out to someone. Excuse me. Who is playing Monster Hunter? Actually, no, I have a better tag for this. There we go. Hey, soldier's going still. Who do we got? Who do we got? Who do we got? Anyone I know or know of? Anyone I know of? Oh, yeah, there is. It's been streaming for 13 hours. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm BundleOfCats. God bless. Be safe. Thank you all for coming and watching. I'll be back Monday. Later.